Hi Taurus, welcome to your monthly readings. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. And if you would like a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do so by following the PayPal link, which is also down below, and as well my Facebook and Instagram pages. So, Taurus, I feel like during this month of January, you are like a seeker of the truth, and you're fighting for the truth or for what you believe is the right thing to do and to fight for in life. So your standards, your principles are here in focus, and I feel like some of you can be supercharged or super quick, fast to react when something is not going the way you believe it should go, which can sometimes create some sense of friction or trouble, problem with others. I feel like some of you can have a little bit of a rebellion or rebellious energy about you during this month of January that is kind of pushing you to a place where you're learning more about your unconventional and free state, the freer state of your being, to think, to act, to create, to love. So everything or anything that is making you feel restricted during this or controlled or dominated over this month of January, there's a high tendency for some of you to react in a way that can even be violent, to fight against it, fight against things that are trying to put you in a box or in a cage or in what you believe they're trying to, that energy is trying to do to you. What I feel is that sometimes you may be right and sometimes this may go out of proportion because you're still learning about this very, as I said, supercharged energy that is kind of being expressed through your reactions. And I feel like this is like a thunder energy. So it's like very loud and quick, a very loud and quick action orientation here to destroy or wipe out from your life things that you believe are wrong or just taking you away from what you want. So be very careful with how quick you are to judge and how quick you are to react, because I feel like some of you can be hurting yourselves and others through those reactions, but you can also be destroying destroying or injuring energies and relationships that can be good and positive to you, but where there's just some level or degree of big differences. So I feel like Taurus, during this month of January, you're very how can I don't know the word in English. It's like you are very resistant to anything or anyone that has this different outlook or view in life or in whatever you are involved in. And so when those differences arise, you can have a hard time detaching your opinions and your beliefs, detaching yourself from it, which creates an over-identification with whatever you are holding as being right. So this can create turmoil in relationships, because relationships and many other things in life are all about learning how to tolerate and accept differences and how to respect each other's thinking and behavior, even when it doesn't really add up towards our beliefs in life. We still need to respect and tolerate each other, hopefully, if we want to live in a world one day where peace is really possible. So cultivating an ability on your side to compromise and to listen without reacting, to, you know, stand in your ground when people are kind of be trying to guide you in a different way or tell you what to do. Just stand in your ground. Don't change your views and your beliefs, but also don't jump into, you know, this war zone or this fight just because you feel entitled to. I feel like some of you feel entitled to fight, to say some things that may be aggressive, because for some Taurus, you have been withholding some amount of rage or anger, and this suppressed anger may come out during the month of January in one way or another. So for Taurus holding or that have been holding anger, this can come out. And this anger, it's actually something, yeah, like right now it's hard for you to control because you're meant to kind of liberate yourself from this. But you need to find the proper ways, or exercise your conscious self to kind of channel this in ways where you don't affect or you're projecting this anger to others, but more where you're channeling it in creative ways or in, you know, activities where you can free and relax and liberate yourself from. So this can also be like in all my readings, I say, this can also be that you are facing this or dealing with the person that is doing this to you. So a troublemaker, a person that is kind of more aggressive on its speech, or someone that is kind of fighting you ongoingly about something, and where there's this harsh behavior or rebellious behavior. You can be dealing as well with others doing this to you, but what I'm sensing, this is this reflection of what's going on with you. Is also you need to liberate something. Also you need to maybe you know, defend your views and defend yourself in a way where you're not allowing anybody to kind of repress or control, dominate your mind. So there's power struggles dealing with the intellect for some of you, which is interesting. So some of you can really go find that during the month of January, you can have a lot of debates with people, or things where you're able to kind of, you know, end the conversation quickly or in a positive way. It can be harder for you to find that during the month of January. There's a lot of debates, and some of those debates can be very passionate and tend to go into a place of you know, more of a hostile energy, because people are people, including Taurus, are taking personally or feeling offended, taking personally, yes, what others are saying or others' opinions. So the good thing is the sun is here in your unconscious. So all of this is also the you know, coming from a place of your ego, to the need for the ego to affirm and assert itself, to not let anyone control them or tell them what to do. So when anybody's doing that, or when you feel they are, you will react strongly to it. There's also some Taurus here that have been waiting for some type of communication or news, or you know, some type of victory over, as I said, facts, logic, information, the intellectual report. And the Ace of Swords in your future tells me that there's a moment in January where you will hold that sword and make an appropriate decision or choice, or, you know, it will make you say the right thing, you know, on point, to get you the victory you desire on something, especially something that deals with you know, winning, getting your point across, getting your words to be noticed or your voice to be heard. all those type of things. And you can definitely have a very strong mind during the month of January, but it's not very stable. There's a lack of stability in the mind, which sometimes brings the stormy energy, and you may be very impatient also. You may be more impatient than usual to hear others, or others to hearing you. So I also feel like some of you, this could be dealing with business or money issues. Some of you may be fighting for money or fighting for your rights in work, wanting to get a raise or wanting your contract to be reviewed or renewed. There's something about some Taurus not liking how things are going with their career. Some of you are thinking about pursuing careers of a more creative, where you can express yourself more freely, creatively and intellectually, as I said. Your words have power, so be wise when using them, because you can hurt and damage, as I say, situations when you're not using the power of the mind and word properly. Be careful with feeding discussions that are unnecessary. As I said, your words are gold during this time. So for Taurus that like to speak, that like to write, that like to be involved in an activity that uses a lot of that mental energy, this is a moment where you are being noticed by that intellectual power. So your words are worth a lot right now. So don't waste them in things that are not of a good nature, or in things that are just about ego competition. Be better and rise above people trying to put you in the same level that in that downward level in which they are, in the lower vibration. Rise above that. And it can be hard, yes, especially with this energy. It can be hard to be silent or to not respond, but this can create a very intense and sometimes complicated dynamic where things get destroyed or things get damage, and you don't want to jeopardize here the opportunity I'm feeling that some of you will be presented with. There also may be just incoming news or communication, as I said, unexpected, that is a little bit, I don't want to say bad news, but it's news that for some reason this communication is troublesome to you. It doesn't make you feel good. It has an intense reaction, and so there may also just be some news coming to you that you don't like, or you just don't feel at ease with. There also just may be a need to find some agreement, or to make up your mind about something that it's hard to decide, like a tough decision. Some Taurus maybe will need to make tough decisions as January progresses, or they are called to make tough decisions, tough calls, because of how those decisions may impact others. And it may be more calculated decisions, so emotions are left aside to make clear, focused, objective decisions for something. And it may be it may be hard for you to make those decisions because they are detached, and they need to be more on the cold, tactical kind of energy. Some of you are trying to find strategies with your mind to happiness. Some of you are trying to find strategies out of a situation you don't like. So it really depends on your personal situation. Always take what I say and then put it together in your personal storyline, and see how it may fit and make sense, of course, as the month progresses. So I hope I was able to give you some insight. I want to thank you, all of you. I want to thank all of you that have been liking, sharing subscribing and commenting to my channel. I really appreciate it, and please keep doing so. And hopefully we'll see each other soon.